This is Greg Trautwein with Maritime Reporter TV, and we're very pleased to be joined by Ulla Nielsen, the MD of V-Ships Germany. Ulla, to start, can you provide some insight on your maritime career path, and specifically, when did you know that maritime was going to be your future?
Greg, it's actually a very long story, so I think I should try my best just to keep it short. Originally, and my background is actually as a master mariner. I used to sail with Maersk Line in the primarily container vessels, Europe Far East. And I then went ashore and have taken up various positions within Maersk and later on Norden, another old Danish shipping company, before joining V-Ships in January 2019. I think what I've taken with me and what I've taken away from my time at sea is the teamwork. It's you develop some incredible leadership skills working with a team where you just have to make it work. You can't just call somebody. The team simply have to lift together and pull in the same direction. That is basically what I have taken with me ashore and used for many years ever since then.
What do you see as some of the pros and cons of ascending the ranks in maritime in what is traditionally a male-dominated field?
I don't see that I have had any obstacles or have been hampered in my career related to this at all. I feel that clearly it's different, but I mean, I've been in shipping my entire grown-up life and my career, so I haven't tried anything else. What I do believe is that since being a part of Vista, I think 100% women is not good, 100% men is not good either. I would prefer, you can say 50-50. I would like to say where we as women can support each other and have good discussions on when we are in doubt on what to do. And then also, unfortunately, women doesn't really reach it all the way up to the top, but that is of course also something to do with establishing family. But the world is changing, and the male also now takes a big part of that. So I think it will even out, and I think we will see more women in shipping going forward.
Ulla, I'm sure that many of the people that will watch this or read this interview know the V-Ships name, but can you give a by the numbers look at V-Ships Germany using the metrics of your choice?
I joined in January 2019. When I joined V-Ship, I actually joined as the COO of Operational Excellence, meaning that I was covering all V-Ship's 12 ship management offices, where we simply started a transformation of having a look at all our fleet cells. The fleet cells is the fleet groups that is operating the vessels. So we simply set out a strategy and a plan on how we saw that combination should be put together best in order to deliver the flawless service to our customers. And also, if a customer chose, regardless of which office a customer would choose to have his or her vessels, you would experience the same service and the same deliverables. So for the first 18 months I was with V-Ships, that was the transformation we created and implemented throughout all 12 offices. Furthermore, that we established the V Group's operating model, which is a model that in one model is very simple to explain to customers how we deliver the service and the why we're going to do it. Because the fleet cells are only to focus on their vessels and their customers. The rest of us is to support them.
As you just mentioned, you took the MD spot in November last year, which of course was during a global pandemic. Interesting timing for sure. When you look at the challenges presented by COVID, what do you see as the greatest challenge to date?
I mean, absolutely no doubt, that is our crewing, that is our people on board the vessels. That they still have not been recognized as key workers so that they can travel freely around the world. That is that we cannot be proud of as an industry. I would say that we and customers, we have all worked together in a very good way, making sure that we have done our absolute utmost to move people around to the extent at all possible. There has been periods of periods of time in the pandemic where, and still is very, very, very difficult because we have many countries outside Europe where it's closed down again. And then we can't get people out, we can't get people in. And that is simply out of our reach, you can say. It's out of our power. We cannot do anything about that. So that is by far the greatest challenge I see going forward. What I also see is that we have the mental health on board. Having to be on board a ship, you cannot go ashore. You have uncertainties. When will I be relieved? You have uncertainties with your family at home. So we are putting in a very strong effort and focusing on the mental health on board as well. Personally, what I do we have 53 vessels managed out of Hamburg. I call them all once every quarter. So I manage to do like 5 or 6 vessel calls every week, where I don't have an overall purpose. I'm just calling the captain, and in many cases, he then have gathered the officers and the crew on the bridge, and I'm on speaker, and we just have a 10-15 minutes chat, and it's not much, but I can for sure tell that it makes a difference, that they feel valued and they feel that we do think about them and we care for them.
You know, COVID obviously has provided many challenges, but do you see any silver linings? And by that, do you see any positive impacts on the way of you're doing business that have resulted from COVID?
Absolutely. I really see many. I see, for example, that we are a very large company. I mean, and we are used to travel an enormous amount of travels every year. And we have learned that you can do a lot via Teams, Zoom, whatever it is. So I think we can reduce a lot of our travels and still we're very good at communicating. And I actually think that by having Teams, before when you were traveling, if an inspector would go on a vessel visit, you would sort of like, and then the team meeting still goes on in your team. You wouldn't be part of it because then it was just, okay, I'm just traveling. But now you can be basically on the fly, you can be anywhere and still be part of your team and still be part of the good communication. That's one thing you can say as a team in the office. I think that has grown to a new, I mean, completely different level of how we have come together as a team, working together in a really smart way and supporting each other. So I also see that as a local office being part of V Group, a huge advantage because of the scale we have. I mean, we have received a lot of positive feedback from customers because we basically, as a group, have been self-sufficient during the pandemic. I mean, we have crewing, we have travel, we have marine services, we have 12 offices around the globe where we have colleagues that if we couldn't travel ourselves, would then support us and go to see one of our ships if that was needed, etc., etc. So the way we have been able to supply, you can say, within the group and still deliver the service that we normally do to customers has been a very, very positive, because we're not dependent on a third-party supplier, and we can for sure feel that this has created a comfort with our customers that we've been able to deliver despite the pandemic.
I saw in the announcement noting your promotion that it was, quote, the intention that Hamburg will become V Group's container center of expertise. Can you discuss in more detail the mission, its timeline, and how you're investing to achieve this?
I think where to start is that it's all about our people. It's all about our people delivering the flawless service delivery to our customers. It doesn't matter of reporting lines. It doesn't matter of titles and where we are, as long as we really work smart together as a team. And then what doesn't make the boat go faster, we should not do. We have to stop doing that. And that may be things that we have in the past have done that was then right for that time in where the business was. Now we may be in a different period of time where we need to scale in a different way. I mean, we have all the right tools in place. We have all the tools we need. We have ShipSure and a whole, again, being part of a big group where we have everything we need of support. So all the material things are there. I think it's basically working with the people, with our colleagues as a team, and I'm confident we will get there.
Well, as I stated from the outset, the context of this interview to start was the WISTA International Conference coming to Hamburg. So can you discuss your membership in the Women's International Shipping and Trading Association, specifically what it has provided to you personally or professionally, and if you had any advice or insights for women who are considering joining the group?
Yeah. I joined Vista Germany when I moved to Hamburg 2.5 years ago. I would say primarily for the reason for getting into the network, to get the support, and I think my role is that I've also now signed us up as a silver sponsor as V-Ship Germany. So we want to support this organization, and I will also I will take up the role as a mentor, which is something that I for sure will enjoy to do, where probably younger than myself, newcomers in the maritime industry will be coming in, where you can share some of the experience, what to do and for sure what not to do, working your way into this industry.
As you know, and as we've referenced, the WISTA International event is scheduled for Hamburg later this year. What can visitors expect to learn and gain from this annual meeting?
I think there will be a lot of discussions in regards to regulations, IMO requirements, what we as an industry are doing, and can we meet it? What are we achieving, and where will we go with this? And I think that is probably going to be the largest topic, will be the environment, which I look very much forward to be part of myself, because that is also our greatest focus in V-Ship V Group. I just came off some commercial calls before this interview where it was with investors and with bankers, and their main focus, their main topic, it's the ESG, and which is just really good that everybody now, it's on everyone's agenda. So I'm sure we will get there. I will myself be speaking on the conference as well. We have a different topic, so it's not quite settled yet which one it will be, but I'm very much looking forward to it. And as you also said, we haven't been traveling, we haven't been out for so long. So just physically going to a conference and having a lot of guests here in Hamburg, I'm really looking forward to that.
No, I'm sure you are. Well, I truly appreciate your time. I look forward to working with you and or your staff in the future.
Thank you very much.